Good morning, and thank you for joining me for today's Sunday sermon from Holy Saviour Church. I'd like to start today by just reading to you a short Bible passage, and this is from John's Gospel, chapter 1, beginning at verse 43. The next day, Jesus decided to leave for Galilee. Finding Philip, he said to him, "Follow me." Philip, like Andrew and Peter, was from the town of Bethsaida. Philip found Nathaniel and told him, "We have found the one Moses wrote about in the law and about whom the prophets also wrote, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph." "Nazareth? Can anything good come from there?" Nathaniel asked. "Come and see," said Philip. When Jesus saw Nathaniel approaching, he said of him, "Here truly is an Israelite in whom there is no deceit." "How do you know me?" Nathaniel asked. Jesus answered, "I saw you while you were still under the fig tree before Philip called you." Then Nathaniel declared, "Rabbi, you are the Son of God. You are the King of Israel." Jesus said, "You believe because I told you I saw you under the fig tree. You will see greater things than that." He then added, "Very truly I tell you, you will see heaven open and the angels of God ascending and descending on the Son of Man." Today's Gospel passage begins as Jesus is starting to travel to Galilee. However, Jesus becomes distracted when he sees Philip. Jesus approaches Philip and he looks at him very intently and he says, "Follow me." Philip had been born at Bethsaida, the same village where Andrew and Peter had been born. And it sort of makes you wonder whether perhaps Philip had heard Andrew and Peter talk about this remarkable man who had changed their lives utterly. And so in this account in John's Gospel, we're told that Philip goes to Nathaniel and he says to him, "We have found the one about whom Moses spoke in the law and in the prophets, Jesus, the son of Joseph." However, it seems that Nathaniel was not at all impressed with Philip's report. Nathaniel responds by saying, "Can anything good come from Nazareth?" But Philip stands his ground and he says, "Come and see for yourself." And so Nathaniel goes with Philip to find Jesus. And as Nathaniel approaches the place where Jesus is, Jesus sees him coming towards him and he says, "This man is an Israelite. There is no guile in him." And in response, Nathaniel asks Jesus, "How do you know me?" Jesus replies, "I saw you under the fig tree." And immediately Nathaniel says to Jesus, "Rabbi, you are the Son of God. You are the King of Israel." And Jesus questions Nathaniel. He says, "Do you believe simply because I saw you under the fig tree? You will see much greater things than that." Some of us can perhaps, like Nathaniel, remember a particular moment, a particular instant in our lives when we first kind of got it. We first really recognised Jesus as the Son of God. But for others, it may simply be a truth that they grew up alongside as children and never really felt the need to question. And then for others still, The reality and the fundamental significance of faith in their lives may be something to which they have returned after some considerable absence. But if ours was an experience like Nathaniel's, it's worth trying to remember what this felt like. Just what was it that happened in your heart and in your mind at that moment? Did you immediately open your heart to Jesus, or did you have all kinds of doubts about what it was that you were experiencing? Did you feel a sense of God's great love for you? Today, Jesus continues to call you and me again and again and again. We're still in the early days of 2024. This year, I wonder, will you and I hear his call? Or will we just be so busy, so absorbed in ourselves? Will we just be so bogged down by the things that take up our time and take up our energy that we just don't even realise that God is there for us? Today and every day, we are called afresh by Christ. So how about this for resolution for this year ahead? What if we were each day to really try afresh to hear and to respond to Jesus' loving call? Our hymn for today is "Will You Come and Follow Me?"
Such as this unseen, and admit to what I need.